My grandpa was a man of few words. He was born in a small village, a place where the sun rose with the roosters and set with the farmers returning from the fields. His hands were a road map of his life, calloused, rough, and strong, shaped by decades of labor under the sun. He never owned a fancy car, never took an exotic vacation, and probably never wore a suit in his life. His world was small, but his heart was vast. As a kid, I didn't quite get it. I'd see other grandfathers taking their families on trips, buying them flashy toys. My grandpa's gifts were different. They were a perfectly ripe tomato from his garden, the first of the season, handed to me with a quiet smile. They were the stories he'd tell, not with words, but by showing me how to mend a broken chair or how to listen to the sound of the rain. His silence wasn't empty. It was full of lessons. He spent his entire life working. From dawn till dusk, he was either in the fields, in his workshop, or tending to his small vegetable patch. To the outside world, his life might have seemed mundane, a repetitive cycle of hard work and simple rest. He never sought recognition, never complained about his lot. He just worked. He provided for his family, built a home with his own two hands, and asked for nothing in return. I used to think success was about making a name for yourself, about climbing ladders and accumulating wealth. I was so focused on the noise of the world, I couldn't hear the symphony of his quiet life. It wasn't until he was gone that the full weight of his legacy settled on me. It wasn't in a will or a bank account. It was in the lessons he taught without ever saying a word. His legacy is the integrity in an honest day's work. It's the resilience to face hardship without complaint. It's the quiet strength that comes from knowing you've done your best every single day. He showed me that you don't need to shout to be heard, and you don't need a grand stage to live a meaningful life. The world is full of people chasing applause, but he found fulfillment in the soil, in the wood he shaped, in the family he nurtured. When I look at my own hands now, I see a little of him. I think about the life I'm building, and I ask myself if it has the same solid foundation. Am I building something that will last, something born of love and effort? My grandpa taught me that the richest life isn't about what you have, but what you give. It's not about the noise you make, but the quiet impact you leave behind. His world was small, but he was a giant in it. He never wrote a book, but his life was a story worth telling. A story of dignity, love, and the profound beauty of a simple, hard-working life. He taught me that a life well lived isn't measured in accolades or bank balances, but in the love you share and the quiet strength you pass on. And that's a lesson I'll carry with me forever. Thanks for listening. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more reflections on what truly matters. My grandfather never said, "Work hard and you'll be happy." He never said success is everything. He never said, "Make sure people remember your name." He said, "I hope you enjoyed the journey." And sitting at that desk that night, I realized something that broke me open. He wasn't confused. He wasn't medicated into some gentle fog. He was the clearest he had ever been. Because a man who has lived 40 years of quiet, faithful, unglamorous work and faces the end of his life with no bitterness is not a simple man. He is the wisest man in the room. See, I had spent years running towards something. Better numbers, better title, better apartment, better version of myself that was always just around the next corner. And I was so focused on the destination that I forgot to feel the road beneath my feet. My grandfather never forgot that. Every morning, same boots, same plant, same drive, he found something in it. A conversation with a coworker. The smell of coffee before anyone else was awake. The quiet pride of coming home knowing he'd done what he said he'd do. He wasn't settling. He was present. There is a difference. A profound, life-changing difference. And most of us spend our entire lives confusing the two. I think about the moments I rushed through, meals I ate while looking at my phone, sunsets I didn't stop for, conversations I half listened to because my mind was already 3 steps ahead. People I loved who needed nothing from me except my full attention, and I gave them half. Because I was always almost there, almost at the goal, almost at the place where I'd finally slow down and actually live. But here is what nobody tells you. There is no almost there. There is only here. There is only now. There is only this ordinary, unremarkable, beautifully fragile Tuesday that you are living right now. And one day, you will look back at this exact moment and ache for it. My grandfather understood something that took me decades to learn, that a life well lived is not measured in achievements. It is not measured in applause. It is not measured in the size of your bank account or the number of people who know your name. It is measured in how fully you showed up for the people in front of you, for the work in your hands, for the morning that came even when you were tired, for the small moments that didn't feel significant, but they always were. He worked 40 years in the same building, and he never, not once, came home and said this isn't enough. Not because he had no ambition, but because he understood something deeper than ambition. He understood that the meaning was never at the finish line. The meaning was in the running, every single step of it. I kept his boots. After we cleared out his house, after the furniture was donated and the closets were emptied, I asked if I could keep his boots. Everyone thought it was a strange thing to want, but I knew those boots had carried a man through 40 years of purpose. Not glamorous purpose, not Instagram-worthy purpose, but real purpose, the kind that holds a family together, the kind that keeps the lights on, the kind that shows up even when no one is watching, especially when no one is watching. I keep them on a shelf in my office, and on the days when I am chasing something so hard that I forget to breathe, I look at them and I hear him. I'm talking to someone right now. Maybe you've been running so hard that you forgot why you started. Maybe you're so focused on where you're trying to go that you haven't looked around at where you actually are. Maybe there's someone in your life, a parent, a grandparent, an old friend, who has been trying to show you something. Not with words, with how they live. And maybe you've been too busy to notice. Don't wait. Please don't wait. Not for the next milestone, not for when things calm down, not for next month. The journey is happening right now. This moment right now is part of the story you'll tell one day. Make sure it's a story worth telling. My grandfather gave me no fortune, no property, no investments, but he left me something that money cannot buy. He left me a question that I now ask myself every single morning when I wake up. Am I enjoying the journey? Not someday. Not when I arrive today. Am I present enough, grateful enough, awake enough to feel the road beneath my feet? Am I present enough, grateful enough, awake enough to feel the road beneath my feet? If this story made you think about someone, a grandfather, a father, a quiet person in your life who never asked for credit, leave their name in the comments below. Just their name. That's all. Let's fill this comment section with the people who deserved more recognition than the world gave them. And if this is the kind of story that speaks to you, the quiet kind, the kind that makes you stop and think, then you're in the right place. Subscribe, because every week we come back here to remember the things that actually matter.